finally getting to pick some cherries. The birds were going crazy on them this morning. We did net about half the tree, and so we're gonna try to get some of them that are red, and we'll just continue to harvest to try to beat the birds to them.
Yeah, make some pie. Look at all those cherries.
Not a bad haul for round one. We have most of our fruit still on the tree actually, so we'll just be picking it as it ripens.
If you have any recipes, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, or a link to a good recipe.
Our beans are blowing up. We have a lot that didn't germinate, so I'll just go through and kind of fill them in where we need to, and it'll just kind of prolong our harvest so they're not all ready at the same time. Aren't these cool though, these little frizzy ones here in the middle?
Those. What kind of beans are these?
Chickpeas, garbanzo beans.
Huh.
We did two different varieties. We have black ones and just like the little tan ones. So we're excited about those. Lots of beans. So our Asian greens are rocking right now. This gorgeous tatsoi. I think this is just beautiful. It looks like little rosettes. So we also have Mizuna, and this stuff is delicious. It's so easy to grow, it's so quick to harvest. Like we could be coming out here and snipping this now for salads. I think we'll do that probably later this afternoon. But the Mizuna is doing great. I couldn't even tell you, I think this may be like kohlrabi going on in here. I have to check my little garden plan because I can't remember what I put where, but I'm pretty sure this is kohlrabi. We also have some super pretty bok choy going on. We had two in some of these holes, so we're gonna go ahead and harvest it. We love bok choy. We just steam it in like garlic oil, sometimes put some chili sauce in there, some rice vinegar or mirin. It's delicious. Can't wait to get some of that. We should have that for dinner. So the germination wasn't great on these, but these are the Purple Lady bok choy. Can't wait to try those. We love bok choy stir fries and things like that. And over here we have some kales and more bok choy coming up. We'll be harvesting this curly leaf kale before you know it. So we lost a few of them in the storm, but most of our basils made it. We have a bunch of different varieties out here, but hopefully they get bigger so we can make some pesto out of them before it gets too hot out here and they get bitter, but that's good. We have lots of dill. We only lost just a couple of these. I've been watching out for those swallowtail caterpillars. We had a bunch of those on our carrots last year and they're pretty destructive. They've been showing up in the greenhouses at work, so I feel like we'll be looking for them here soon. We did add one more sweet potato tower. I got some free sweet potatoes from work. They're a purple variety and we didn't have anything like that, so that'll be pretty cool to make dishes out of that. But they did get a bit of a sunburn, the leaves. I don't know if you can see the sunburned leaves, but they turned purple, but we have some new green growth on them, so I think they're gonna be all right. So far, these potato towers have really worked out. We'll show you some of the potato plants that have already started to poke through the straw. So far, our potato tower experiment looks to be working. We got some growth in every one of our towers. So the great thing about Missouri is that everything wants to live. After that storm, we had a lot of twigs on these peppers, but we just left them. And as you can see, they want to grow. Starting to heat up here in the Ozarks in the 90s, and everything is starting to really pop. So this banana pepper here even has some little baby peppers forming on it already. This was the end of the row that didn't get totally bashed up, so the things that did make it are going to be way ahead of the game compared to the others. We have started some new seedlings of tomatoes and peppers to get planted out here, but the ones that made it are doing remarkably well considering. So this is the end of the tomato row that didn't get smashed up right here. So we do have a few tomatoes here.
And this tomato it's partially broken, but it still wants to live. I mean, that's the one with the blossom on it. So our plan is to get some cattle panels, and we'll trellis all these tomatoes here soon.
So in our cucumber, squash, and melon area, some things are just starting to pop through the soil. We have some plants that are really just starting to take off now with true leaves.
So we have a few rows of leeks, and it's pretty exciting. We've never grown leeks before, and it's just exciting to grow something you haven't grown before and just see how it turns out. I mean, this is one big experiment for us this year. First year in Missouri, very large garden, some setbacks, and progress. So looking forward to the rest of the year.
So there's not much progress to report on this asparagus right here. It's still pretty small. This is all from seed, but we still haven't planted those 50 asparagus crowns that we purchased. So there's that. So excuse the weedy beds here, but our little rhubarb plants that we started from seed are starting to blow up.
So the artichoke are still doing great. Look at them, they're just blowing up also.
We're planning to mulch these strawberries with some straw here in a minute, but the plants are doing really well. The heat is making them really just start to take off. So there are some sassafras trees that are growing out in the pasture and on the edge of the woods. And so we use some of that to try to make some sassafras kombucha, which is really just kind of like a root beer flavor. So we used the root of that, kind of chipped it up into little pieces of bark, added some ginger root and a few currants. So here in a few days when we get to taste test that, we'll bring you along for that. Well, the babies are here. This is the first time we're opening the incubator. Hi, buddies. Hi. They just hatched out in the middle of the night, and we've left them in there to dry out. This is the first time we've actually got to open up the lid and check them out.
So we started out with 4 eggs, and when we candled them, one of them was not looking developed at all. So, but the rest of the eggs obviously worked out great. So these are all Einstein's kids. So we'll see what they turn out like. Most likely a barred rock.